a template, or they didn't want to find something on the internet and try to adapt it. They wanted to really make sure that it was going to work and it was going to really reflect them as a company. So we work with them in a combination of services, using our managed services and also customized work. We also, during the process, we worked on other areas that would help them gain insight in terms of their donor base. So one of the things we created was a landing page with a survey. So in addition to driving traffic to their website, we also drove traffic to a survey page, a landing page where they can actually report their feedback on the organization. The results were quite excellent, and this, you have to keep in mind, this was a first-time campaign. I think for this, the open rate was over 30%. It was so good, in fact, that they planned subsequent campaigns with us. But I think the best value of all that we provide is that we provide them with a structure, at least a foundation in terms of their future email marketing campaigns. So they know the process in terms of testing the creative. They know the importance of the right infrastructure, and they're able then to use that to leverage it to further optimize their program. Okay, I'm going to pass it on to Oscar now. He's going to cover the next few sections, and I'll continue from there at the end.
Thanks, Andrew. So as mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, one of the main elements to consider when thinking of email marketing is privacy and compliance. In here, we can talk about many regulatory variables from country to country, and if we talk about Canada, even from province to province. However, for the purpose of this webinar, what one should consider are the regulations laid out on the CAN-SPAM Act, which was recently updated in 2008. So factors such as a properly labeled and functional unsubscribe mechanism, full postal address of the sender, and a clear, non-deceptive from line and subject line reflecting the content of the email are all of extreme importance in this case. As we saw in previous slides, some of these elements are frequently considered as major variables when customers decide what can be considered as spam or not, which means they are not only important for legal and compliancy aspects, but also determinants in any campaign's success. This, however, doesn't mean that it all stops there, as there are continuous reforms within the industry, such as Bill C-27, which is soon to come. For all you Canadian organizations, or even American ones doing business in Canada, you should know that this Canadian anti-spam bill is currently in the works, and it is now being reviewed in committee, which will end in late October. Then it will go to Parliament to continue the legislative process and could be a law anytime after. So a full discussion of this bill is out of the scope of this webinar, but it is another potential law with teeth in terms of penalties and opt-in requirements. Now, in addition to this, we have also mentioned reputation and delivery, which, as we will explain in a minute, are strongly related to one another. So what is it that you should be getting out of the following? Well, mainly that deliverability is not as easy as clicking the send button, and that is a good thing. Just imagine what our inboxes would look like if every message sent, spam or not, was delivered to it. The fact is the vast majority of emails sent over the internet are spam, and if these messages were allowed to be delivered to your inbox, it would quickly kill the usefulness and the value of email itself. As a permission-based email marketer, you should think of spam filters as your friend, because without them, there would be little chance that your customer or subscriber would get to see your message in the first place. This all in turn points back to reputation, because when dealing with delivery, there are several factors that will be considered in order to grant any sender such a privilege, one of them being your sender reputation. Such a reputation can be developed or changed based on various aspects like open and click rates, positive clicks versus number of complaints, and others. For newcomers to the industry, this represents a challenge, as they will have a neutral or a poor reputation in the eyes of the ISPs. This means that the delivery will most likely be very poor depending on the infrastructure being used. On the other hand, those with a proven record of positive metrics will most likely be dealing with whitelisted IPs or IPs which simply have very high inbox delivery rates. And it is those under this kind of infrastructure that will see the best results. You can simply think about it as a game of guilty until proven otherwise, just because the alternative to this, which would mean letting everyone through, would leave little room for efficiency or positive results. In the end, what we're talking about here is a chicken and egg problem, where your reputation is built around the results gotten from delivered messages, but the way to achieve prioritized delivery comes from a positive reputation built throughout time. Therefore, this is a major factor to consider for those who can't really afford to experience such problems for a particular campaign or don't have the resources and knowledge required to invest in what will one day become a reputable infrastructure. So on this note, if we were to take an example of this, we could talk about Sony and the promotional campaign they put in place for the latest Offspring album. Fans were given the chance to sign up to receive an email where they could download a link to Hammerhead, which was a song featuring in this album. Now, we're all evidently familiarized with Sony's corporate reputation, which anyone would tend to think of as a positive one. However, what they came to find out was that the reputation associated to the delivery infrastructure they were using for this marketing campaign had quite the opposite view from the ISP's perspective. This in turn led to big delivery issues, and it was such a reputation that was jeopardizing the entire marketing campaign since fans were not receiving the emails in the first place. Now, this is where Zipper Media's gateway solution came into place and addressed the needs from Sony with a high deliverability infrastructure in an easy and timely fashion. So what were the end results? Basically, Sony recorded a claim rate of 83%. The song reached #2 on Billboard magazine's Hot Modern Rock, and there was some feedback provided to the client with regards to invalid email addresses, bounced email addresses, etc. Now, this all means that deliverability is a function of two components, one being your sender reputation and the second one being the message content. Andrew already gave a general grasp of these small elements which play a major role in the concept of an email. So I will be going over the idea of sender reputation. Now, a good analogy for sender reputation would be your credit rating. If you have ever applied for a loan, you know that the lender bases his or her decision on your credit score, which in turn is a function of your credit history, reputation, and a number of key metrics. For instance, the credit may take into consideration past payment history or whether you ever declared bankruptcy. It may also include how many times you have changed jobs, your income, etc. In the end, all this data is calculated into a formula to produce your credit score, which will determine whether the loan will be granted and for how much. Now, ISPs and anti-spam systems perform similar reputation calculations on you as a sender, and they associate this to your sending domain and or your IP address. The better your reputation, the better your deliverability. Sender reputation systems, however, provide a number of benefits, with the main one being efficiency, since filtering decisions can be made without having to perform a resource-intensive and in-depth analysis of the message content. Similarly, just as your credit score may be calculated slightly different from one credit agency to the other, the same is true for anti-spam systems and ISPs, which may differ in the weight which is put on each of the metrics. So whether you have been known to experience a lot of abuse complaints from your subscribers in the past, or sending emails to bogus or inactive email addresses, or even having great results from every email sent out, ISPs like Yahoo, AOL, MSN, and others will be taking all of these details into consideration to come up with an ultimate decision on whether you are a reliable and trustworthy sender. So the bottom line is, just as the better your credit score, the more chance for your loan to be approved, and the higher the amount, the better your sender reputation, the more chance your messages will make it through to the inbox. If we were to take a quick look at some of our return path statistics, we can see that there are very high delivery failure rates in Canada at Primus, which employs Postini filtering, which is one of the main factors for overall lower delivery in Canada. This means that being compliant, having the proper infrastructure, and even setting up your HTML content the right way, just the little things that Andrew has been mentioning today, that will still not guarantee your messages being delivered. In this country, inbox delivery rates are also lower because of more stringent opt-in standards, which for email marketers from the States means that the permission standards are less strict, so that can be a lot of penalties for them. Finally, we have also mentioned today other important variables such as time, resources, and the expertise available to you and your marketing campaign. As your target audience becomes larger, there are several aspects of your campaign that will need your attention and time, such as manually unsubscribing anyone who has requested so through Outlook or other systems, removing bad email addresses or bounced email addresses, addressing delivery or rendering issues such as the ones that Andrew already mentioned, coordinating with an IT team, which will gather and analyze metrics for future review, and then obviously analyzing those metrics and the performance to generate better results. So in the end, all of the previous points will play an important role in the success of any marketing campaign sent via email. And you have to be very aware of whether you are resourceful enough